Alright, hey guys, so after coming back from my hiatus and not really doing too many videos as I had planned to do, I figured I'd owe you guys a little bit of a surprise and do a video that I've never really done before. And that's an update to my game room. It's not going to be a full-fledged tour. I'm going to skip over everything that has not changed from the previous video that I uploaded, a year and 4 months ago. I'm just going to go over some of the stuff that I've added, little things here and there that have changed, nothing too long, just a little something to kind of make up for, the lack of videos as of late. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Like I said, I'm going to skip over anything I've mentioned in my video before that hasn't changed, so I'll start with one of the biggest additions. When I went to Japan last year, I picked up a lot of PC Engine and PC Engine CD games and Sega Saturn games. So I went to a thrift store that's very similar to Goodwill, and they had two of these CD-style cases, but what I love about these is it's clear, so you can see the games from the side. I don't know, it fit perfectly right here. So I picked that up. They were like $2 or $3 each, and I have all of my PC Engine CD and PC Engine games in here and some TurboGrafx down there. And that freed up a lot of space, and I have to apologize for the lighting. I'll try and do some post-editing to try and brighten this up a little bit. But now I have a lot more room for my import Sega Saturn games, as you can see there, import PlayStation games. And then down below that I moved my, my soundtrack collection, which I also picked a whole bunch of official soundtracks up while I was in Japan, a lot of RPG soundtracks and everything like that. I don't think this was in the previous video, I'm not sure. Dragon Quest Swords, Standee. Like I said, I'm going to be moving through this pretty fast here. So my Sega CD games used to be up here, which as you can see now, I had a little bit of an obsession with Skylanders at some point. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these now. I'm definitely going to move them so I can free up some more shelf space for actual games. But my Sega CD games used to be up here. I moved them over here above the PlayStation 2 games, and then on top of that is a new addition, a Bayonetta statue. This is from the first Bayonetta. Really nice statue. Picked that up several months ago. Let's swing around over here. And here now we have the Jak and Daxter statue that I did an unboxing of. That's basically the best place I can put it. A Monster Hunter figure that I picked up in Japan as well. I had to move the Virtual Boy up here on top of my handheld display cases because there's really nowhere else for me to put it. Let's see, not much has changed over here. Taiko towel on the floor there, which I received from my host family in Japan. Sonic Collection, it's just gotten a little bit more cluttered. Not really much has changed here, except for the fact that I have to count this for Guinness World Records because they want me to count it for them. I did pick up, finally got the 10th anniversary statue that I've been after for years, and that ever since I picked that up, I've basically stopped collecting Sonic stuff, so not much there has changed. I don't think anything here has changed. No, not so much. Okay. Oh, yeah. I think that's where I used to have my soundtracks. I don't know, I haven't watched the whole game room tour to remember, but now I have my Virtual Boy games there. Let's swing over here. Going through this a little fast, I know, but actually I have 6 minutes on my battery. I should have charged it beforehand, but that's okay. Let's see, up here I have a Katamari Plush there. I don't think too much has changed here besides my Wii U games. You can see that's my Wii U collection there. I know when I did the last video it was pretty minuscule. Dreamcast games have moved up here now. I got some imports up there, which I still have to try. Maybe I'll do a video sometime for them. Well, I probably shouldn't have said that, because every time I say that, I never end up doing the video. Anyway, here's a pretty big edition. These are very rare and hard to find. These are Toomba, or Toombi, depending on what region you're in, plushes. These are official, incredibly hard to find. They've been known to sell for ridiculous amounts in the past, and also really cheap, because nobody really knows to look for them. Alright, so I had to charge the camera up because it died before I'm done making this video, and in the process I lost all daylight. But that's okay, filming shall go on. The last thing I wanted to show here, which I still have to get a frame for, my good friend Johnny Millennium, the Happy Console Gamer, sent me a signed picture of Charles Martinet, which is really cool. He's the voice actor for Mario, which is really awesome, so I just wanted to thank him again for that. Got to get a proper frame. And down below, you guys might remember this is where I used to keep my boxed Odyssey and Pong systems and whatnot over here. I decided to move that into my closet, which I'll show you in a bit. I just figured it would, I don't know, these shelves are just better used for stuff such as this that, I don't know, just looks a little bit nicer when you display it. So this here is my Studio Ghibli collection, and this is not everything. It's very disorganized. Actually, I kind of, for the most part, just threw it up on the shelf here just to, put it somewhere for now. This is not everything. I still have some stuff in bags, like right down there, and a couple of boxes that are off to the side here, and, it's not everything. So maybe one day I'll do a proper video once I have this better organized, but most of this stuff is basically from the Ghibli Museum. Yeah, I had a lot of fun shopping for Ghibli stuff because in the U.S. It's either overpriced or hard to find or not authentic. 95% of the stuff you're going to find in the U.S. is probably not going to be real, especially online, like on eBay and stuff. So I figured if from there, I might as well get the authentic stuff. Anyway, and then down here, I used to also keep a lot of the Odyssey stuff, but for now I moved art books and Neo Geo games, which used to be above my window on the shelf I have up there. And yeah, this is what I have down here now. And then I still have not figured out what I want to do with the Okage figures. Got to find a place to put those. And then just some of my Japanese books for the classes. And yeah, let's move over here. Nothing's really changed, except for when I went to Japan, I picked up Japanese 3DS. Now I have a import collection going. Haven't had a chance to play many of them yet, though. I'll get around to it. Obviously the Skylanders stuff, which I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this shit. I'm probably going to figure out some other place to put it so that I can have another shelf for more games and whatnot. Let's see here. The new systems, obviously, there is the PS4, and then the Xbox One is underneath my Xbox 360. Not the best way to have them out, but it works. Let's see, up here we have a legendary Starfy plush that's official. It's actually really big, and there's a smaller one. Got the Fallout plush. Here's my 32X collection, which I actually forgot to mention in the actual room tour. And as you can see here, I've got a reproduction of Darkseid, which is an incredibly rare and expensive PAL game, so it's nice to have a reproduction of that. And, you know, I actually really wanted a 32X when that thing came out. I didn't get it when it first came out. I got it like maybe a year or two later when they were already like on sale, but I mainly wanted it for Knuckles Chaotix and Colibri. And I had other boxes for my games, but that's one of the few systems where I lost the boxes and I never knew what happened to them. And unfortunately, I had some rare boxes too, like Colibri, and never was able to find it again. Xbox One and PS4 games, not too much as of yet. Nothing much has changed here on these shelves. Just got maybe about a small shelf full of Sega Genesis games and maybe another small shelf worth of Super Nintendo games. Over here, let me just grab my iPad because the lighting is just super, super bad over here. So I gotta use this to light it up. Oh, I didn't get rid of, but I decided to take down the PAX scarf that I had up and replace it with those Persona 4, the animation posters that I got in Japan. I think they fit there fairly nicely. Alright, so we got the light out here. One of the bigger additions over here is I got an official original Xbox sign. It's actually fairly big, and this is the only place I was able to fit it. Got a mark on the ninja statue. What else we got here? Black Mage plush from Japan. Yeah, not too much has changed over here either. Same thing with the DVDs. Let's see. Oh, maybe this changed. I honestly do not remember. But now I have just art books. Oh, that's right. I moved my NESs up here from, they used to be down there, I think. And just some more art books down here. And strategy guides and whatnot. This is my computer setup. As you can see, it's not a traditional desk or anything like that. I got Smite running right now. But yeah, this is where I record the podcast, do my editing, do my game playing. I'm playing a lot of MMOs as of late and PC stuff. The Steam sale is just over with, but I've been playing a lot of MMORPGs lately with my girlfriends. So I haven't really left this spot too often as of late. As we move over here, I can actually show you what I did with all the Odyssey stuff. Let me just open this up. I just moved it all into the closet, so it's not the neatest, but just like sort of like overflow. So as you can see, get my trusty light out again. There is where all the Odyssey stuff ended up above my controller bins. So kind of works. I don't mind putting them away in there. And then up here, as you can see, that's where I used to have the Neo Geo stuff and just random miscellaneous. I mostly moved my collector's editions up there. So that's where I have them all now on the shelves above the windows. Because they used to be over there, where the Earthbound and the Wii U games are now. And I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, not too major of changes. Just a couple of new additions, some things moved around. Obviously, a lot of the stuff is hard to tell because, you know, you get a game here and there, and, you know, it doesn't really show. Maybe like years and years from now, but who knows. Well, anyway, guys, that is the updated game room. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully this wasn't too long. I didn't really want it to be like a full-fledged game room tour. Sort of like just an update. Maybe I'll do one of these every 6 months, or that's probably too frequent. Maybe like every year or so, just to show like the changes that happen in the game room. Or, you know, if I make a major change and I move some stuff around, then maybe I'll do another update video. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching.